Rwanda is ready to go into war with the Democratic Republic of Congo.
We are ready to fight.
Eno statement eva eri omukulembeze wa Rwanda Paul Kagame we yabadde ku interview ne France 24 eno television ya France.
He was talking about taking war to Rwanda and removing the government and blah, 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 all kinds of things. Well, if somebody is saying that, and in this kind of situation, well, on one hand, you may think this person is bluffing or he has nothing else to say other than that. But at the same time, given our own situation and experience and history, we don't take anything for granted.
So you're ready to fight if need be?
Whether this Eastern Congo situation and what comes out flows over to our territory or anything else. Because we are there as a result of having fought for our own rights and existence. There's no question about it. So we are not shying away from saying if anybody finds us or threatens us, it's not a secret.
Are you afraid of...
Rwanda ne DRC oba Democratic Republic of Congo tebabeerangako ba mukwano kubanga Congo egamba nti Rwanda oba Kagame afacilitatinga abalwanyi oba abayeekera ba M23 okulaba nga badestabilizinga ensi ene ya DRC. Era DRC egamba nti Rwanda yasindikayo abajaasi baayo mu Congo okulaba nga balwanyisa gavumenti oba bajjako gavumenti eya Felix Tshisekedi. Mu interview eno Rwandan President yabuuziddwa nti oba bino bituufu yabyewakanya wabula n'ategeeza nti mukulembeze munne Felix agezaako kulaba ng'atunda genocidal ideology mu region era nga bino byamwogerwako si bituufu.
You can't be responding to everything and everybody says, whether it is an exaggeration or fabrication or people running away from their own problems and blaming others, which this case seems to be. So,
using the word genocide is not by accident, probably, no?
Well, I wouldn't come to that and just leave behind defining the problem, what actually is taking place. Eastern Congo problems should be understood even by the person who leads that country. He does seem to have a selective memory of what to call what is happening there.
Abantu abasukka mu bukadde omusanvu be batalina wakubeera bebaagobebwa ewaabwe olw'entalo era nga Rwandan President agamba nti ye tabeera nkaawo n'afacilitatinga bajaasi naye Congo yeegezaako okugoba abatuusa abali mu ggwanga erya Congo ekitali kituufu era ababundabunda bangi abamu baligenda mu Rwanda.
Because in Rwanda we have 100,000 refugees, 100,000, and they keep coming. And most of them have been there for over 20 years, and they are associated with this problem. And these people, they've lost their property, their land, their own relatives and friends have been killed in Eastern Congo.
Interview enezeewo nga Rwanda eri kwetegekera akalulu akagenda okubaawo ng'ennaku z'omwezi 15 omwezi ogwa July. Akalulu kano President wa Rwanda nga ye Paul Kagame agamba kali free and fair. we bamubuuzizzaako lwaki waliyo ebigambibwa nti yeenyigira mu kitta bantu oba yeenyigira mu kutta abo abatamuwagira, yayogedde n'agamba ebyo bya palapase era tabirinaako matwe n'amagulu.
For the opposition, there are those that exist, even if you call them few, that's fine. I don't know whether there is a number that one must have.
Many were disqualified, you know that. I mean, and there is this notion that it's a controlled election, essentially, not a full-fledged election.
Yeah, that's half the story. If they are controlled or whatever, do you understand the process? I think if you are interested in knowing what is happening in Rwanda, you have to understand the process. And our process is no different from other processes anywhere in the world.
Right. But being elected with 90 or 95%, do you think it's a healthy thing for Rwanda? Because that's the most likely result.
The situations and the contexts are different. I don't even mind that somebody is elected by 15% if that is their context. But why should you worry about somebody being elected with 90% if that is their context? Trying to be right and correct, and they haven't even investigated what you are talking about. But it shows where they come from. It's always an attitude, it's always arrogance, it's always, when it comes, even like we are sitting here, journalists from these countries will feel happy, throwing mud at me and using me, literally insulting me, and in the end they pass for being heroes.
So you deny all those allegations?
No, answer my question, because I'm not supposed to be here in front of you answering allegations. You're not the judge, I'm not being prosecuted. Here we are talking about, we are reasoning, we are talking about journalism, we are talking about politics, and we have to have facts and evidence for what you are talking about.
Wetuddayo mu DR CONGO oba mu DR CONGO, obubinja obusukka mu 100 bwe buli mu kitundu kino. Obubinja buno nga kigambibwa nti obumu bufacilitatingibwa Rwanda. Abamu bagezaako kukuuma bitundu byabwe, ala bagezaako kukuuma bitundu oba kweddiza bitundu ebirimu ebyamaguzi nga minerals. Jjukira Congo y'emu ku nsi esinga obunene mu Africa era nga yakubiri. Era ng'eno ensi ejjuddemu ebyobugagga bingi, mineral resources nyingi, naye ate era y'ensi ekyasinze emu ku nsi ezikyasinze okubeera n'abantu abayagga oba abavulunkupe olw'entalo ezitatadde. Mu bubinja buno obuli mu DRC mwe muli obubinja obwo obukwata abantu, obubinja obutta abantu, era nga waliwo ne attack yakoleddwa recently, I think last month, era nga abantu bangi abaafudde, nga attack eno yabadde ku kampu emu ey'ababundabunda. Kale nno Congo weevaayo n'erumiriza Rwanda nti yerina omukono mu kitta abantu kino ekigenda mu maaso mu Congo. Rwanda ye ebyegaana. Abakulembeze bagezezzaako kulaba nga batabaganya bano abantu nga Kagame waayogera, naye ate tekisobose. Era nga Felix Tshisekedi yaleetawo obukwakkulizo obulemesa abantu bano okusisinkana n'okulaba nga batuula ku meeza emu okusalira amagezi oba okuggyawo obukubagano obuliwo wakati w'amawanga gano. Kino kinaakoma ddi ng'ensi zino zeeriraanye? East African Community ekozeewo ki? Kuba ne Congo recently baagigatta ku East African Community. Notuba nga tukyalaba obukuubagano wano buno wansi wakati w'amawanga gano. Kino kinaakoma ddi?
There has been Nairobi process in Kenya. There have been other efforts to try and help resolve the problem.
But nothing's working, right?
Yes, but for Rwanda, we have always been present and have contributed as much as we can to make it work. But Congo seems to have other ideas because East African community deployed forces there to go and help. The next day he expelled them. Then he brings in other groups he selected who he believed were going to fight for him to be able to continue what he's been doing. He brought in SADC forces, then detached Burundi from the East African forces, and there are others. So the whole thing is confused, but it is being confused by the same people who are yelling and complaining about problems.
You're still open to meeting him directly, despite all the misgivings you just talked about?
I saw him as the one who put conditions. I have never put conditions. When I was invited in Rwanda to have discussions on Eastern Congo and DRC general situation there between them and Rwanda, I was there. Then there were ministerial meetings that were supposed to prepare for when we should meet. You can ask the Angolans, they will tell you, I was ready, I have always been ready.
Are you still ready? That's my question. Or do you think it's too late? The trust is lost?
I don't think the question matters a lot because it is just a repetition of what I'm saying that you are making me do.
Wateekeddwa okubaawo ekikolebwa, wateekeddwa okubaawo solution okulaba ng'embeera eno eggwawo naddala mu kitundu kino ekya East Africa. Tension yereme kubeera y'amaanyi kubanga kino kikosa ebyensuubulagana wakati w'amawanga, kikosa enkolagana wakati w'amawanga gano ageetoolodde abaagali mu East African Community. Kale nno byebyo wakati wa Congo ne Rwanda.